Hello, hello, and welcome. In this episode, I'm going to share with you the story how and when I became a goddess. It's a very interesting story. It happened in 2005. I can even tell you not the exact date, but it was somewhere in the beginning of October, and it was the first trip to India. So I went with my best friend, and on the plane, we met two guys who were sitting behind us. And by the time we arrived to Delhi, we spent one night in Delhi, in the main bazaar, of course, like it is supposed to be, in the middle of it. And by the time we left Delhi, the morning after, we became, I think, like probably 6 or 7. And then we went to Dharamsala. And from Dharamsala, we stayed, I'm not quite sure. I think we stayed like a week or a few days in Dharamsala, in the area. And then the group, which has officially become a group, decided to go to Rishikesh. So we went to Rishikesh. And there we are in Rishikesh. Yes, it was in the beginning of October. Maybe not the first, maybe the second week of October. And there we are. So what are we going to do? And then we heard about the whitewater rafting on the Ganga. So, if you're familiar with India, you know that the Ganga is one of the holiest, if not the holiest, river they have. It's all related to Shiva, and if it interests you, I really highly advise you to check it out. They have amazing methodology, amazing stories about mythology, and yeah. So, this group of X number of people decided to go and check out the whitewater rafting on the Ganga. So before the Ganga becomes this lazy, wide, amazing river further down the road, it starts actually up in the Himalayas as a glacier, in a glacier. So it's really clean, beautiful, and it's white water. So it's full of rapids and rocks and, all the perils of whitewater rafting. So we arrive, and sitting in this boat. We were 8, with an Indian instructor behind us, and there we go. So none of us, except my friend, of course, who did whitewater rafting down in Peru, if I'm right, none of us have even the faintest idea of what whitewater rafting is and what this whole adventure includes. So off we go, and we have this Indian instructor behind us, and only we were sitting at the very back. Me and my friend, my best friend, we were just sitting at the very back of the boat, and behind us is the instructor, and only we could hear what he was saying, because true to real Indian temperament, he was very quiet, very content, very put together, and he didn't lift his voice, okay? He didn't raise his voice. So off we go. First rapid. Nobody has the faintest idea how to row. And the right back side of the boat gets caught on a rock in the middle of a rapid. Okay, we have full gear on, yeah? Life vest, helmet, even they even asked us, if I'm right, to tie our sunglasses at the back so it won't fly, just in case. So off we go, and in the very first rapid, because the right back side of the boat was lifted to the air, I was lifted to the air, okay? And I fell into the water in the middle of the rapid. Now you have to know that I'm not very crazy about swimming. I know how to swim, but I've had a few drowning experiences or near drowning experiences, also as a kid and also as a young adult. So there I am. And of course, to my luck, the life vest throws me up where? Right underneath the boat. So it did pull me up, yeah? It did lift me up, but I'm stuck under the boat. So which means there's no air and there's no way out. And there I am in the middle of the rapid, so I can get hit by a rock or anything at any second. And it's kind of like, I can't really tell you if I saw my life in front of me, like they say it in the movies, a second before death, yeah? I cannot really tell you, but I remember my eyes were wide open, And I remember the boat right on top of me. And I remember that it's just probably basic survival instinct. Basic survival instinct. I have no idea how I did it. Um, I kind of felt my way to the left to the left side of the boat. Maybe the water was also pushing me to that direction. I felt my hands, yeah, going to the left side, kind of trying to feel a way out. Okay, I have no air. I'm stuck under the boat, and I found a rope. So there was a rope tied around the boat. So I have no idea how, but I managed to pull myself out from under the boat, and I came out in the left front. Okay, I went to the water at the right, at the back, yeah, and I came out at the front on the left side. So, okay, my head was out of the water. I was hanging on to dear life to this rope that was running around the boat. But we are still in the middle of the rapid, and people have to row. So they couldn't really help me up. So I'm like hanging up to dear life. And only when we got out of the rapid, and you know, these are dangerous waters, so anything can happen. When we got out of the rapid, I managed to pull myself up into the boat. And then, you know, you cannot stop. You're in the middle of the water. So I managed to pull myself up. Then they helped me to get in the boat. And I had to crawl back to my seat, which was the last one, yeah, on the right side. And I was shaking like a leaf. I was shaking like a leaf. Only when I was actually sitting in the boat, I realized that I nearly died, that I was this close to just, this is it. Okay, I was 35. Yeah, it was in 2005. And 2004. Yeah, well. And I couldn't function. I was just completely frozen. I was shaking. And the instructor kept on saying, row, row, row. And I'm like, no way. I was totally scared. So to make a long story short, the whitewater rafting was over. And then when we got out of the boat, we were told that actually an Israeli girl died the same way a week before. So I was like, okay, all right. So how is this related to the goddess? So, you know, my name is Sita. Originally, this name was written with the Z in the beginning, Zita. It's like Hungarian, the German version. So the first time I arrived in India, just around that time, people kept on calling me Sita. The locals all called me Sita. And then they said, Sitaram, Sitaram. They kept on chanting. It's like a chant. Sitaram, Sitaram. And I was like, who is this Sita? My name is Zita with a Z. And they said, no, you're Sita. You're Sita. Yeah, of course, Sitaram. And then they told me that she's actually a goddess. She was the wife of Ram. And she has an amazing story. She's the goddess of manifestation, and she was totally devoted to her husband. And it's an amazing story. So that evening, when I finally managed to calm down a little bit, I realized that I've been saved. I've been saved by the gods. I've been saved by, I don't know what you want to call it. And that day, I decided that, all right, I'm in the land of Shiva. I'm in the land of this goddess, this beautiful, amazing creature called Sita. And I've just been saved from death. So that's when I officially started to change my name to Sita, because I survived. I came out of it. And needless to say that never ever will I ever do whitewater rafting again. But this is the story how, when, and why I actually became a goddess. And I like this name. It has a softer sound to it than my original name, starting with the Z. Yes, it's more difficult to pronounce. I like this name. Um, I enjoy the whole history that this goddess has, the attributes, the virtues that she has. So there are no accidents in life, of course. So it all happened because it was supposed to happen. But it is quite an interesting story. I never even thought about. I had no idea that my name has a meaning, that my name is actually the name of a goddess. I had absolutely no idea. My parents had no idea about it. And only when I went to India first time I started to hear about her, this goddess. And then when I nearly drowned, I decided, all right, now it's like a rebirth for me. This is a new, this is a whole new chapter. This is a whole new start in my life. And from now on, I am Sita. So that is the story behind my name, and I hope you enjoyed this episode. And of course, we will chat again.